We're coming to you virtually with a special edition of Fresno State Focus.
The Fresno State campus has been closed as a precautionary measure, so we step out of the studio to bring you this report.
We'll look at how the threat of the coronavirus is impacting the Central Valley and what you can do to stay safe. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Joanne Voss.
And I'm Alvarado. We are coming to you through our phones and computers in a whole new way for this newscast as our world is changing.
And we're changing with it, this virtual newscast to protect our health. It's all because of the coronavirus, also called COVID-19. It started in China, rapidly spread through Europe, and is now here in America, in California's Central Valley, where we are reporting from. Just this afternoon, Fresno's mayor announced an emergency ordinance. It asks the people of our city to shelter in place from midnight tonight through Tuesday, March 31st.
The purpose of this order is to make sure as many people as possible in Fresno isolate themselves and their family at home while still allowing you to take care of the basics of daily life, including picking up your groceries, doctor's visits, and the like.
The hope is to prevent the spread of illness. What we know right now is that 8 people in our area are sick, over 700 in our state. More than 8 million people in the San Francisco Bay Area are now under shelter-in-place orders. Now add another 500,000 in Fresno. There are 7,069 cases in the U.S., 118 deaths.
The Fresno State campus is now closed to all in-person instruction. President Joseph Castro sent an email to students and faculty yesterday saying all courses will now be taught virtually or online. The dorms and dining hall will remain open for students who are not able to return to their homes. All campus events are closed, including Vintage Days and graduation ceremonies scheduled for May 15. The Fresno State campus will be closed until at least May 22nd. The University Student Union and the Henry Martin Library were a safe haven, not only for Fresno State students, but students from other universities and even high school. Although not many students were using the USU before this announcement, those who were kept a good distance from each other. The students that we spoke with earlier this week were glad that the library was still open.
Keeping campus open and the library open is a good way to help those students. But, there might be other students that don't have access to come back to campus right now.
My family's from Kerman, and my school was shut down, and then the local Starbucks was shut down, so there was no place to do homework. So I have to drive out here to do homework.
I'm here with my sister, and we're just here to study at the library and go to the student union.
Yeah, especially because right now our school is closed, so we have a lot of free time on our hand. So we're here.
Unfortunately, students will need to find a new place for their assignments. The campus will close this Friday.
We're going through difficult times, not only as a community, as a nation, and even globally. There's a lot of confusion and fear about the coronavirus. Our purpose, our responsibility is to inform you, empower you with facts. That is why we want to show you the differences between the flu, allergies, and coronavirus to make it clearer for you. In this graphic from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, you can see the main differences between the symptoms of each and the differences of each. We hope this information helps to calm your health concerns. If we at any time present symptoms of what you think may be coronavirus, please call your doctor. Do not go to the ER or doctor's office. Call first.
The Fresno County Health Department is getting hundreds of questions from people about COVID-19. The most common question, what is the status on testing? I talked with Leticia Berber from the Public Health Department earlier today, and this is what she had to say.
Right now, the testing situation in Fresno County is we are having providers swab their patients and send them to a public lab. We are testing the individuals that are under self-isolation if they do develop symptoms. But if you're a traveler and you return to Fresno County, call your healthcare provider. If you don't have a healthcare provider, call your local clinic. They should be equipped to test you if you meet the criteria. There will be a series of questions that you'll be asked. And if you meet the criteria, you'll be asked to come in to get tested.
Is there any backup for results right now?
Any backups for results? We are sending those specimens to Tulare County, and Tulare County is running those specimens, and we're getting the results back in about 6 hours or the most 48 hours. That's what we're doing right now. If they are impacted with so many specimens where there just won't meet that turnaround time, they will be sent to the state lab. And if the state is just swamped, they will go to the CDC.
If somebody who has been exposed to the virus, what should they do first?
Yeah, if you've been exposed to the virus right now, Fresno County is considered a low risk, meaning that you probably won't get infected if you're out in the community, because those people that are positive here right now in Fresno County, which are 2 cases, those are under self-isolation, meaning they're home and they're required not to go out to the stores, to the mall. But if you think you come infected with the virus, meaning that you travel to an area where you see that there's many cases and you've returned, please call your healthcare provider immediately. Do not go to the emergency department. Do not go to your doctor's office, to the clinic, because you can expose somebody else there. So call ahead of time, and that is our message. Please call.
Does the same apply for people who live in Tulare County? Because we've been getting alerts that more people every day are being affected. Does that also count for them?
That is correct. It accounts, it's statewide right now. Those guidelines are from the state and the CDC, so we're following those guidelines. The majority of the counties are following those guidelines as well. So yes, those people living in Tulare, Madera, Central Valley, call your healthcare provider.
If a person is running with a fever and has a sore throat, what should that person do?
Yeah, if you are running with the fever, having that sore throat, that cough, please call your provider. Do not go to the emergency room. Do not go to your provider's office, because you could potentially expose those at risk, such as the elderly and the young ones. Please call your doctor, and they will give you more guidance on that.
Okay. What does the health department want us to know?
What we want you to know right now is that we don't have any guidelines different from the state and the CDC. We're following their guidelines. That's what we're doing right now. And we are working with other agencies such as ambulances and ambulance team, the hospitals, the clinics. We're working together. We're standing apart, but we're working together to get through this and sending the right message to the community. What we want you to do right now is look out after each other. Look out after the elderly, your neighbors. Look out after the risk people that are at risk. Please keep an eye on each other. Work as a team and stay home, and keep up with our website. Just for any new guidelines, we'll be sending out to the public, whether it be guidelines to doctors, to the community. We will be sending them out through modes like this or our website.
The Bay Area is doing drive-through testings. In the future, will we be doing that?
Right now, we are looking towards the drive-through. We're looking at many options, and drive-through is one of those options. Right now, we are looking at what will it look like having different testing sites throughout Fresno County, covering every city. If we do come to that point where we're having a high number of cases, acquired community cases, once we get those acquired, those cases that were acquired through the community, meaning that they were exposed, not because they were travelers, but because they were exposed here in the community, we will start looking at those options, having different test sites. And that includes a drive-through or just a mobile station at certain spaces, certain cities. That's what we're moving towards right now.
For people who are suffering with asthma or high-risk risk people, what measures should they be taking?
If you're an asthmatic individual, get your flu vaccine. It's not too late. And stay as healthy as you can. Stay away from large crowds. If you do need to go to the store to buy your groceries, send someone else that's healthy. Ask for assistance. There are many agencies out there that are helping those individuals that should be at home right now. But the key here is to stay healthy and reach out for assistance. You're not alone. We are here to help. You can call the health department. You can call your healthcare provider, or go to our website, go to the city's website to look for those resources.
As of Wednesday morning, how many cases are in Fresno County?
So Wednesday morning, right now we still have two cases, but we are waiting on 49 test results that were done yesterday. So we're waiting on those. Do we expect another case? Maybe, yeah. We are expecting more cases to come down the pipeline, but at this time we only have 2 cases confirmed.
Okay, we've been speaking with Leticia from the Fresno County Health Department. Thank you, Leticia, for your time.
It was a pleasure.
Have a good day.
You too.
One of the biggest problems with the coronavirus is that people cannot afford to get tested for it, or the tests simply aren't available. Congresswoman Katie Porter changed that last week when she drilled the director of the CDC, Dr. Robert Redfield. At the hearing, Congresswoman Porter did the math and figured that the cost for the coronavirus test without insurance is $1,300. Then she convinced Redfield to guarantee free testing for all Americans.
Everybody in America hear that. You are eligible to go get tested for coronavirus and have that covered regardless of insurance. Please, if you believe you have the illness, follow precautions.
The following day, the Jack Ma and Alibaba Foundations announced that 500,000 coronavirus test kits and 1 million surgical masks are being sent from Shanghai to the United States.
Keeping your hands off your face. That's what we are supposed to do after we spend 20 seconds washing our hands. It's easier said than done. Mayra Franco shows us how you can eliminate germs and stay safe during this coronavirus pandemic.
Students interact with objects every day. Keyboards, computer mouses, and doorknobs, you name it. Then without realizing, they touch their face, which makes it easier for germs to enter the body.
As I'm about to touch my face.
Not touching your face sounds easy, right? Well, it might be harder than you think. We asked a few Fresno State students if we could film them for 5 minutes to see within that short span if they touched their face without being aware of it.
I haven't really paid attention to it, but once I'm doing my work, I don't pay attention to it. But now that you mentioned it, yeah, that's bad, especially with other things that are going on right now.
I do touch my face a lot, so I think the 5 minutes I don't think I was touching my face is weird, but I'm surprised that I wasn't, I guess.
After telling Madison Gooley what we were watching for, we caught her touching her face without realizing it. She's from Fresno but goes to the University of Arizona.
It's spring break and I didn't have any plans, so I came home, but I'm not going back due to the virus and my school's not taking it very seriously, so I don't want to go back.
Moments later, we caught Madison touching her face again. Although students cannot prevent themselves from touching their face, one healthy habit can change your life. Biology major Jose Ruiz says social media is a constant reminder to have healthy habits.
Helps you prevent it, and just constantly looking at it just reminds you oh, don't do this, don't touch your face. So it's just
let's just stay safe, carry hand sanitizer with you all the time, and protect yourself.
Hand sanitizers are now a hard commodity to find in local stores, but you can still wash your hands with soap and water. I'm Mayra Franco, Fresno State Focus.
As we reported, all face-to-face Fresno State classes are canceled through the end of the semester. Only essential services will remain open. Make sure to continue to wash your hands and stay well. K-12 students around the Central Valley are also out of school for the next several weeks or longer. Now teachers are getting ready to help their students continue learning. My sister, Margarita Rivas, is a Spanish teacher at Mendoza Junior High. I asked her how the COVID-19 outbreak is affecting her and her students. This is what she said.
So for the following weeks, we're going to be working, even though we're not going to be at the school site, because we're going to have, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some students doing the work using Google Classroom. So even though we're not going to be there in my classroom, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be checking my email, and I'm going to be checking to see if the students have questions, and also if there are turning in assignments. Because for my class, I gave what is that called? Like an outline of what they have to do for each week. And at the end of each week, they need to have the parent's signature. So, and for the following week, they need the same thing. So now, for the paperwork, for the paper copy, now if they're doing online, I'm going to be able to see if they're actually doing the work. So I have to be checking on that.
Margarita says students will be contacted by the school as to when they can pick up their packets. At other schools around the community, students and parents are also getting updates through email.
People all over the world are encouraged to self-isolate to prevent catching or spreading COVID-19, but some are in mandatory quarantine. My mom and dad live in Lithuania, where they have been quarantined in their apartment for 14 days after traveling to Spain. They shot this video for me on their cell phones. My mom, Ingrid Voss, is a professor at LCC International University in Lithuania. She and my dad, Jerry, moved there in January. After a spring break trip to Spain, they are now quarantined in their on-campus apartment.
So we stay in our room most of the day, except in the afternoon, we may choose to go for a short walk away from campus. That was actually encouraged so that we can get some fresh air, but avoiding any kind of social contact.
And this is how they have been getting their groceries for the past few days. It will stay like this for at least 2 weeks.
They give a quick knock on the door. They drop the groceries at the front door and then quickly disappear so we can contaminate them, assuming we have coronavirus.
Living in a small apartment is a big change for them after moving from their Fresno home. But my dad says it's not about the square footage.
It is very, very essential that there is unity and harmony between the people in the apartment. And fortunately, your mom and I love each other, so that's not an issue.
We're happy and content. We actually feel quite protected here.
They've joined a couple of local libraries. Dad does the cooking, and along with those walks they take, that's their life in quarantine right now.
And the hours just fly by.
That's the most any daughter could want, being so far away during this uneasy time.
Fresno State students who plan to study abroad this year will not be able to do so now. COVID-19 has halted the study abroad program at Fresno State. Some students had already bought plane tickets and made arrangements to travel. Sociology student Kitana Kimfoma received a phone call the night before she was supposed to leave, only to be told the trip was canceled.
Towards the end of the month of February, they called literally everyone, even people who were leaving that day or that night, saying that the program was canceled, just because that morning Korea moved up again to level 3 and saying that it wasn't safe to travel.
Kimfoma managed to get some courses this semester at Fresno State so that she won't get behind schedule, but the coronavirus has dramatically impacted her and other students who are part of the studied abroad program.
Almost everything has changed with the coronavirus pandemic.
Coming up, Melissa Munoz tells us what effect it's had on student life.
Even the weather is changing. It's back to being beautiful in the Central Valley. I'll let you know whether any more rain is in sight. Next.
Success.
I'm Hector Mendoza with your focus on weather. As you see, there are clear and blue skies out there. Spring is right around the corner and it looks like a perfect day to go on a family stroll and enjoy the day. As we go into our national satellite, we see that there's some rain activity around the Detroit and St. Louis area. Then, as we take a closer look into our western satellite, here in the Central Valley, we're going to stay dry. And a lot of the rain that we've seen in the past 2 days will stay up towards the north. The air quality is still looking really good, and all the rain that we've had has helped clean up the atmosphere throughout the entire Central Valley. The highs that we see currently throughout the entire Central Valley, we're going to stay between the mid 60s and the mid 70s. And going into tonight, we're going to stay between the mid 40s and high 50s. We are in the low 60s for today and tomorrow, the first day of spring with a slight chance of rain. For Friday, we're going to be in the upper 60s, same for Saturday. We'll be seeing plenty of sunshine. We'll see a 30% chance of rain on Sunday towards the evening, but we'll be in the 70s. Then by Monday and Tuesday, we'll see that there's a slight drop in the temperature and a 50% chance of rain. And that was your focus on weather.
Thank you, Hector, for that weather forecast. A lot of changes are happening here at Fresno State, in our city and the state. Melissa Munoz is here to tell us what is going on with events and businesses.
Yes, that is right. I am currently in my home here in quarantine, but I do know what is happening at Fresno State. As of now, Grad Fest is an event for seniors to pick up their grad boxes with an inflatable dog, a large couch, music, and long lines. Now, unfortunately, that has been canceled, and to pick up your grad box has also been postponed. It was supposed to be from Monday to Wednesday, and now you could pick it up today, Wednesday, and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the matter would be, due to social distance, will be in a drive-through, so you could stay in your car and go through the long line. And at Fresno State, the rec center announced its closure on Monday. The library, beginning Friday, will not be open for study and socializing, but only for the resources. Lastly, the annual Vintage Days has been canceled, and finally, commencement was rumored to be canceled, but it is postponed until further notice. For Fresno, all surrounding school districts are closed until April 13th or further. Governor Newsom said yesterday that it is even possible to be closed until summer break, but that has not yet been confirmed. Family entertainment places, movie theaters, gyms, the zoo, all bars, nightclubs, and wineries all closed. And restaurants are open, but only for to-go orders or for drive-through. California closed all amusement parks, tourist locations, including all Six Flags, Universal Studios, Monterey Bay Aquarium, Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalks, Santa Monica Pier, and Disneyland. And the important here is that Disneyland was not closed since 9/11, roughly 20 years ago. With the city of Fresno announcing the emergency shelter-in-place beginning, there are a lot of closures with businesses and canceled events, with more uncertainty on what will happen next. Practicing my social distance here in my room, Melissa Munoz, Fresno State Focus. Back to you, Gio and Joanne.
This virus is impacting the entire world in different ways, but the most affected are the university students. March 12th, Fresno State decided to cancel in-person classes and go into virtual due to the coronavirus. For many students, this was an unexpected news since many of them do not have internet in their home. But what they know is the tech leading inside of the Henry Madden Library has computers available as well as hotspots so they can check out and get their homework done.
We let the hotspots available 3 days at a time, but there's one in the back. Students can also renew them for 3 days. So if there's one in the back, you can have it for another 3 days. So you can keep renewing it.
To check out a hotspot or a computer, you just need 2 forms of photo ID, your Fresno State ID and your driver license, passport, or California ID.
2 words, ghost town. That is what it looks around downtown Hanford since the news of the coronavirus hit Tulare County just a few days ago. Lush Fine Wines is in the heart of downtown Hanford. It is a place where you can go to enjoy a glass of wine or check out their selections of different beers. This seems to be slowing down a bit since Governor Newsom ordered bars and wineries to close. Here's our classmate's sister talking about the changes.
Lately, it's been pretty slow, but we are trying to keep it clean for our customers and our employees.
Gonzalez is following steps to keep retail as clean and sanitized as possible. The staff looks forward to serving their guests soon. Until then, Gonzalez hopes customers continue to support this local business by purchasing a bottle of wine or a bottle of beer to go from retail. Lush remains open until further notice. The coronavirus continues to impact the food business, including Subway. Subway is enforcing new policies in response to protection of the coronavirus. The first changes include customers getting a new cup for refill, employees wiping down surfaces every hour, and encouraging cashless transaction. Now Subway is moving to take out only to limit the number of people in the restaurant.
I think it's a good effort to try and keep down the spread and the contagiousness.
More changes are likely to come to Subway to help protect both customers and employees.
Fears of a longer quarantine has many people a little panicky, rushing to grocery stores all over the country and even here in the Central Valley. Over the weekend, grocery stores and retail stores like Target, Walmart, and Costco were wiped out of basic necessities like water, toilet paper, and disinfectant wipes. Pandemic shopping has not only caused long lines at the grocery stores, but is also forcing grocery stores to limit the amount of products people can buy.
So what my store is doing is we are limiting supply, like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, wipes. We're limiting one per guest, so that way all the families are able to have the opportunity to take one home.
As pandemic shopping gets worse, stores are taking action by changing the store hours and even allowing the elderly, pregnant women, and people with disabilities to have an hour to shop before everyone else. If you're looking for the bright side to all this chaos,
one Modesto man may have the answer. That story coming up.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart, deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart to stay.
I got that bulldog spirit
down in my toes, down in my toes, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit
down in my toes,
down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
there are many things that are now on hold for so many people. It's hard not to think negatively. Many events are now postponed or closed due to COVID-19 concerns. Schools, churches, fast food restaurants, but there are some people who want to use this chaotic situation as a way to slow down.
You know, looking away from the financial, the money, and no jobs, all that stuff, just looking at the human aspect of it, it allows us to be at home more. You know, although people do have access to internet still, it still requires you to spend time with your family that you're so distant from because of all these other things that are out there. So I do see the positive in that.
It's hard, especially during this chaotic situation, to see the calm after this storm. But we need to use these times to slow down and take everything day by day, together. Together is how we are all working, together from our own homes all throughout the Central Valley, together with health concerns of our own.
One of our classmates is homesick, another has asthma and is really concerned about his respiratory illness.
I have a roommate with a compromised immune system, so we're both staying home to ensure we'll stay well and are not exposed.
And I have a little one at home. That is my little sister, just making sure she is healthy as well as everyone else in my family that's healthy.
I have a grandma that's in hospice right now, and I'm not able to go visit her because of concerns that we might get them sick or we might get ourselves sick.
Currently, I'm healthy and I don't want to get sick, so I'm staying here at home.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm just in my little safe haven.
You know, it's better to be preventive. As you know, we are getting updates every minute and every hour, so we're not really sure if we're gonna have a show next week.
If we're able to, we will be back next week with another edition of Fresno State Focus. Please remember to do your part in fighting the virus, wash your hands, and stay inside as much as you can.
Stay safe, everybody.